Hello, beloved. It's time for us to do a little sacred reading together. I'm glad you have come, whenever that is, to be a part of that, whether you're watching live or watching later in the week, month, year, who knows when you might be watching this opportunity for us to do sacred reading. Remember, as we do this reading, that we can hear echoes of the Spirit in our own hearts and lives when we listen to sacred texts. That's the whole idea behind sacred reading, also known in Latin as Lectio Divina. When we do the reading, we trust that the text will say something we might need to say, might call us out, might encourage us, might help us to see from another perspective. But we have to let it speak to us. We have to open our hearts. And if it's a text we've heard before, we have to try to let go of all of what we've thought about the text before. Because this is a fresh reading. It's a fresh hearing. It's a fresh opportunity. If you do Lectio Divina on your own, I encourage you to read the text 3 times aloud to give your vocal cords a chance to vibrate and your eardrums to hear and to engage your lungs and your diaphragm as you speak the words, and perhaps you'll catch something different as you both see and hear the words coming to you. When we do Lectio together here, sacred reading together, what I do is I read the text once aloud, pause, at which point you're welcome to switch away, stop, sit and listen to it for yourself. What do you think it means? Go and get your own version, copy of the sacred text yourself and read it and see what you think it means. But if you choose not to, you can hang around for after the pause, and I will share what I heard it saying to me. We're listening for a word or a phrase or perhaps an image that arises for us as we listen to the text. So catch your breath, bring yourself into the moment as we read together from the first letter of John. We're in chapter 5, and today we begin with verse 9 and work our way down through verse 12. So let us listen for a word from Spirit to us today. If we accept truth from human beings, how much more should we accept the truth that the Great Spirit has told us about his Son? The ones who trust in the Son of the Great Spirit have accepted this truth in their inner beings. But those who do not trust in him are making Creator out to be a liar, because they do not believe he has told the truth about his Son. And the truth we have heard from Creator is that he gifted us with the life of the world to come that never fades away, full of beauty and harmony, and this life is found in the Son. The ones who have the Son have life. The ones who do not have Creator's Son do not have life. There were a couple of pieces that rose up for me as I was listening to this text today. One is I heard the words inner life. And then I heard toward the tail end to have life, not just once, but twice. what it was to have life and what it was to not have life. And what rose in me is a question, not so much an answer as a question. And the question, I don't know that I have an answer for, but if Rilke is right, living the questions is important. Even better sometimes than the answers themselves. So, what is life? I mean, what is life? I hear people talk about it all the time. I talk about everyday life regularly. What does it look like to live our faith, our spirituality in everyday life? But what is life? Is it the animation of my spirit in this particular form, in this body? Having made reference to the inner life, is life something even deeper, perhaps, than the fact that I'm breathing in and out and my heart is beating? Is there more to life? Is there something deeper about what life means? Think about it for a moment. For yourself, when you say the word life, I hear that phrase regularly, get a life or live your life. What is it? Is it that space of time from birth to death? Is that what life is? Is life something more? Is it not just a quantity of days? Is it a quality of experience? Because that question rises to me as I hear that word life. Asking myself, when I hear the word life, what did I hear? And I have to be honest, my first hearing is kind of at the very surface level, this living, breathing, heart beating time from my birth until whenever I die. But it seems to me this text is pointing to a deeper sense of what life is, not just the quantity of days, but the depth and the quality of those days, of really, perhaps, for me, I would express it as perhaps being present, really present in the moments I find myself, so I don't miss anything. Rather than dwelling on the things I might have said or done, trying to be here now. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't dwell on aspects of my life periodically and get caught up in mistakes. I get especially caught up in the mistakes I've made. Not so much of the successes I've had, but the mistakes I've made. But life is now. And this inner life is worth cultivating now. And if it's something more than a quantity of days, and even a quantity of experiences to be had, if it is truly being alive in this moment, not just having life, but living the life, living it as fully as I can, this inner life, this outer life, the text tells me that if I truly trust in what Creator says about the Son, then I might experience this full life, because then I might also believe what the Son has to say about what life looks like. And it's not about hoarding life to myself. It's about giving it away. It's about giving my life, being present in the moment, doing my very best. That's what I hear. So I leave you with the thought and encouragement to listen to the text again. 1 John 5, 9 through 12. Read it yourself in your own text. Read it aloud to yourself. Listen for what it says to you. But perhaps even as I'm going to continue to do, I invite you to continue to ponder, what do you really think life is? Is it a quantity that you're hoping to extend even after death into some next life? Or is there a quality of life that exists for you even right now that you can live out? Just a thought. As always, I remind you, you are infinitely precious, unconditionally loved for the gift you already are. Until the next time we see one another, I wish you all the best.